games by double figures. They handed the Lakers their worst loss of the season back in November, and that's a long time ago, but these little things sometimes gives a team confidence. And the Denver Nuggets, with the third best record in the NBA, are 39-19. They get a chance to really make it 3 straight now on the Lakers here today.
Can I say before the game starts that this game means nothing when it comes to the Lakers standpoint? They're the world champions. You don't make statements in the regular season when you are the defending champion.
Now Gasol against the Nate, left-handed, puts it up and in. For the Lakers, Jeff, you go all season, nothing matters until they get to the playoffs, and nothing matters unless they win a championship. So there aren't really that many games that you would call a little bit of a pressure game. But it's important to them to win, so there's a little pressure on them today.
No, I don't think there's any pressure. They're the #1 seed in the Western Conference as Anthony knocks in a difficult jumper. They're going to have home court advantage throughout the Western Conference playoffs. And they know the Nuggets are a good team. This is not like the Nuggets sneaking up on them. So I just don't think this game means anything to them.
Gasol comes up short. Mark, what do you think?
And we might as well start early. I disagree with Coach. The reason why is because styles make fights. And when you look at this Nuggets team, their style creates problems for the Lakers. You beat the Lakers with force. You beat them with aggressiveness. The front line of the Nuggets, that's how they survive. So I think it's time for the Lakers to send a statement.
And you look at the 2 games. The one in Denver was 105-79. The one here was 126-113. They've scored at will against them.
Okay, but the Lakers in that first game were flying in a back-to-back from L.A. to Denver. Got in at 5 a.m., okay?
And they didn't have Pau Gasol in that game.
So here's my thing. I just think the Lakers, in the playoffs, they're going to, not only with Kobe's great skill, but he's got a steel iron will. And last year, Denver lost at home by 27 in a deciding game. Basically folded when it got adverse. And I think they just need to play with a little bit more mental toughness to defeat this great Laker team.
Fisher misses Bryant the rebound. It's been a physical series so far this year in the 2 games as Gasol knocks it down. Some jawing back and forth. There's even a little taunting going on. J.R. Smith talking about how Kobe's a great player, but not when he plays against me. So there's some subplots to it as well.
First of all, J.R., come back to me. You're not even having to guard him to start the game. Aaron Aflalo is. You just, to me, and believe me, I speak of this knowing that I made the same mistake taunting Michael Jordan one time, calling him a con man. You really want to stay away from that.
Billups gets it ahead. Billups having a superb season. Here's Aaron Aflalo, gets in, draws the foul, and he'll go to the line. And of course, a big part of the Nuggets, George Karl, now in his 6th year as head coach. He's done a tremendous job last year. Best season in franchise history, and they're on the par for this year. But this year, he also has much more to deal with. As Karl, it's well known throughout the NBA, recently disclosed that he's been diagnosed with throat and neck cancer. And George and his doctors say it's a very treatable form of cancer, but he's going to have 6 weeks of intense treatment of chemotherapy and radiation. George says one of the great things is the amount of love and concern he's received from all around the NBA family. Jack Nicholson before the game with the embrace. Derek Fisher right there next in line. He's getting that everywhere he goes.
I love the fact there's no right or wrong way of how to battle this thing, but give George Karl credit. He's doing it out front. He's truly become an inspiration to a lot of people. And I like the fact that he didn't lie to us. He says, hey, I'm wearing my Carolina blue tie tomorrow during the game. But George, a class act, and it's great to see him on the side.
He's taking a lot of ribbing about Carolina's rough season, although they won yesterday. Bynum misses the dunk.
They got the 4-10 in the ACC yesterday. They're back on track.
Billups swatted away, out of bounds by Bynum. Now, you guys both believe, and we're going to see the block here from Bynum, that a key for Denver, if they're going to beat the Lakers, is the front court matchup, correct?
Well, I believe it because I think any team that's facing the Nuggets, they're going to say, hey, we're going to try to limit the damage that Carmelo Anthony, Chauncey Billups, and even J.R. Smith does off the bench. We're going to dare Nene and Kenyon Martin to beat us offensively. Those guys will have to be aggressive to create openings for the main guys. I think you got to make them pay the price for leaving you alone and allowing you to score, Coach.
Well, and when Anthony isolates, they're going to bring another big over to give support. So it's important that Nene and Martin find the open areas with good spacing and then the ability to finish quickly to beat the shot blocking of Bynum and Gasol.
That last foul was on Aflalo. Derek Fisher already with 2 fouls on the bench. Shannon Brown in the game. There's Brown. That's a 2-pointer from Brown. Both teams have good benches. The Lakers bench has been up and down this year, but Bill Jackson saying when Kobe Bryant went out with that injury with the ankle and missed 5 games, it helped the bench kind of find themselves a little bit and find their roles.
Those guys have been talking, for years now how good they are and how they can get the job done without Kobe. We don't believe it, but they certainly are able to sustain it until he got back, and they did a heck of a job as Billups knocks down the jumper.
Billups, who in the last game, Jeff, in that February game, had 9 3-pointers, a career-high 39 points, and the Nuggets win at Staples. Nene with the deflection and steal. He leads the team in steals, leads all NBA centers in steals, and he gives Denver a 4-point lead.
And going back to Billups' 3, 9 threes just a couple weeks ago. You can't go under against Chauncey Billups. He's such a great shooter. Plus, he's very balanced when he shoots the ball. You go under, it gives him the space he needs.
Shot on go. Gasol the rebound. Into Bynum. Poked away by Nene. Good defense again from the Nuggets center. Here's Anthony going at Kobe Bryant. Lost it momentarily. Forces it up. And he draws the foul.
Billups off a little pick and roll. Shannon Brown goes underneath. That gives him the space to get off his well-balanced 3-point shot. You want to make Chauncey Billups drive it to the rim and finish oversized without fouling him because he's such a great free throw shooter.
Well, Anthony to the line. Anthony in the top 5 in the NBA and getting to the free throw line. He's taken 60 in the last 5 games. Part of the reason why he's 3rd in the NBA in scoring. He's had a terrific year. His numbers scoring-wise higher than last year. Overall, what kind of years he having, Mark? Is he continuing his development as a complete player?
Well, absolutely, and he's in the discussion once again as far as MVPs in this league is concerned because of his play. The way he has carried this Nuggets team on the offensive end in spurts during the course of the season. He's a complete offensive player. The ability to post, knock down the jumper, isolate, put the ball on the floor.
Kenyon Martin called for the foul. That's his first. Martin, the team's best defender, bothered by some knee problems, missed the game Friday night. Back in the lineup as Gasol will shoot 2.
Now, I like what the Lakers are doing early on in this ball game. Careless passing, or creating turnovers, but more importantly, getting the ball to Pau Gasol. He's getting his touches early. If you're going to beat this Nuggets team, you're going to have an aggressive Pau Gasol on the block, also in pick and roll situations. He's going to have big days offensively.
And Gasol aggressive early. Lamar Odom was saying about the game that, hey, the Nuggets play physical, they play hard. We have to match that. They are one of the more physical teams in the league as Gasol knocks down the second.
No, a finesse team is not going to beat the Lakers. That's not going to happen. If you're going to beat the Lakers, you will have to be a physical basketball team playing with a lot of force.
Bynum deflects it, goes right to Martin. Nice pass inside, and today the finish.
But you see the Lakers defense against Anthony's isolation. They brought Bynum over, so there has to be the bigs flooding the lane. Good deflection by Bynum. That turned into a fortunate basket for the Nuggets.
Gasol to Artest. Ron Artest off the mark. Rebound. Martin, quick outlet, stolen by Brown. Artest passes it up at first, then knocks down the 3. On second thoughts, but able to hit. Artest now down the other end guarding Carmelo Anthony. These are the type of matchups that Ron Artest is a Laker to guard someone like Anthony. Nene off the dribble. Aflalo. That's a 3. Aaron Aflalo, after starting his career with Detroit, is having a terrific first season in Denver. 3rd in the league in 3-point percentage. Gasol stripped. 4 turnovers already for the Lakers. Artest right up into Anthony. Anthony contested shot won't go, but a foul. And he'll go to the free throw line.
That's what I'm talking about on the offensive end for the Lakers. Pau Gasol. If you allow him to just make a finesse move and you don't get underneath his skin and battle him, he's incredible. Your job defensively is to put your hands on him, push him, shove him, be aggressive, and force him into bad play. And that's exactly what the Nuggets did.
Denver, as we've said, third best record in the NBA. They play better against the better teams. The knock this year, and even George Karl talked about it as the Lakers will have a timeout, is that sometimes they just don't come to play ready every night. And they've lost to a lot of sub 500 teams. We'll have more on that when we come back. So far, though, so good for Denver. Denver Nuggets an early lead. First quarter here in Los Angeles. George Karl is behind the bench. He missed the game Friday. There will be an occasional miss as he receives treatment for his throat and neck cancer.
Jack, how are you?
I'm not going to bother you. I'm with you, George.
Okay, I appreciate
Feeling
that.
good for you.
I do too. I do.
Baby, come on.
Baby.
I didn't know if you were here or not. I told Melo to tell you we think about you.
Appreciate
All right,
that.
good to see you.
Everything's going to be good.
All right, man.
Appreciate the thoughts. I got it done.
Get him, give him hell.
Appreciate that.
I think we have a pickups out of you every day. I mean it.
Thank you.
It's everywhere he goes when your illness is public, and he said the positive attitude and all that support has been key. With more, let's check in with Lisa.
Well, Mike, as you know, George Karl, his spirits are great, but he does have a tough battle ahead of him. I spoke to his doctor, Dr. Jacques Showery, earlier today, and he was telling me about his prognosis. He said already, after a week of treatments, 5 radiation therapies, 2 chemo treatments, that the tumor is shrinking. It started off the size about 2 inches, about the size of a big walnut, he told me, and already it is starting to shrink. So George Karl is responding to the treatment, so that is good. But he said this is going to be a 6-week treatment, 6 weeks of radiation and chemotherapy. Weeks 1, 2, and 3 are the honeymoon phase. He shouldn't feel too badly. But 4, 5, and 6 will be tough. He'll go through a lot of pain, maybe some oral ulcers. So that's when things are really going to get tough for him.
Well, Lisa, George battled prostate cancer back in 2005, and his son Kobe dealt with thyroid cancer in 2006, cancer of the lymph nodes 2007. George likes to say the Karl family's 3-0 against cancer, and soon will be 4-0. He has so many people obviously rooting for him.
And about in another 2 minutes, he's going to be all over Kenny Mauer, even after Kenny Mauer gave him a good whistle. So once the game starts, coaches are coaching to win. And Mark said it before. It's, you know, some people would say, hey, take the time off, you know, rest, get into us. As Brian makes a nice drive, you know, get to a place where you can just relax and not have the stress of coaching. But everybody's different. George Karl is doing it his way.
He says, my juice comes from going to the gym. You love a coach that still refers to big arenas as gyms, buying $1,000 an egg. But it's got to be as you look as this last drive.
Well, this is what Kobe Bryant, realizing that having had a good possession the last couple of trips, puts the pressure on the defense to drive by, the ability to get into the seams and then finish.
Interesting, the Nuggets are double teaming Andrew Bynum in the post.
Nuggets shoot more free throws than anybody in the NBA. He misses the first. Our NBA calendar, ESPN tonight, Heat and the Magic from Orlando. And then New Orleans playing at Dallas. NBA TV on Tuesday, Boston at Detroit. Doubleheader for TNT Thursday. These Lakers will be on the East Coast, play Miami. Utah at Phoenix. And on ABC next Sunday, Lakers continuing that Eastern swing where they'll play in Orlando against the Magic.
Coach, you make a point about double teaming Andrew Bynum on the block. I like the idea of doing it early because you don't want to allow a guy like him to get a lot of confidence early on in this ball game. So you give him that type of look early and then you single coverage him down the road.
Carmelo Anthony is the trailer. Ball batted around by Nene. Here comes Bryant.
But that's where Denver is so good, the transition 3.
Bryant forced that one. Billups pushing it up the floor. Flalo to Martin. Good transition defense that time from L.A. Flalo lines it up. Not that time. Batted around. Nene. Martin took it out of Oldham's hands. Good aggressive play from Denver. Nene to Flalo. Doubled and lost it. Here comes Brown. Brown goes right at Chauncey Billups. High shot won't go. It was Anthony who got back and authored that shot. Still Laker ball. Phil Jackson says the key is having the defense slow down the tempo by what you said, Jeff, because they're so lethal in transition. Phillips on Bryant. Artest spots up. 6-point Denver lead. And Gasol called for the foul as he held Nene.
It's very interesting. Against Carmelo Anthony's isolations and right there against Bryant's isolations, they've really backed off that no-touch philosophy. You're seeing guys being able to get up under, use the forearm, where that used to be an automatic foul. It makes it a lot harder on the offensive players when that forearm contact is allowed.
This is already the 11th free throw attempt for the Denver Nuggets. As I said, they're tops in the league in that department. They get to the line over 31 times a game.
That's a lot of free throws early in the ball game. It means that you're not really on point defensively, not paying attention to details, and you're bailing out guys.
And give Denver credit. They're an attack team in transition, and then once they're in the half court, they are going at the basket.
Phil Jackson called their offense explosive, and they're very, very physical at both ends. Gasol lines up the shot. He's short. Bryant tipped it, but couldn't hold on.
See, to me, those Odom jumpers, Pau Gasol's mid-range jumpers, you'll give those all day if you're Denver.
Martin. Was it deflected by the Lakers? Two officials talking and then say yes. So still Denver ball. As Chris Anderson checks in for the first time, Nene will sit. Anderson gets a huge ovation from the crowd. Nice big boos for the Birdman. Artest with the steal. Good physical defense. And an easy two for Ron Artest.
That's good defense. Much better job of paying attention as the Lakers defensively. Ron Artest denying, forcing the issue. Active hands, comes up with the breakaway.
Most of the Laker defense has been one of the better defenses in the league this year, especially because of their length. As Kenyon Martin flips it, that won't go. Gasol rebounds and got hit in the head. Martin picks up his second foul.
You know, defensively, you got to be committed to doing your work prior to the catch. So you see Artest battling, and then the active hands, not allowing Carmelo to catch it where he wants to. Active hands, comes up with the steal, and gets rewarded for his energy and effort.
So more substitutions coming in for Denver. J.R. Smith comes in for the first time. And Stephen Graham, or Joey Graham, excuse me. Stephen's his brother. Joey coming in. And Graham's been a nice pickup for them as well.
How could you get brothers wrong? You must really enjoy working with me and Stan.
That's a pretty good line right there.
Artest again wide open. And using his second three-pointer of the first quarter. Ron Artest, 8 points to lead the Lakers.
And getting wide open looks. If you put the time in, those are shots you cannot turn down.
Anthony on the drive, creates some space. Boy, he does that so well. Lakers wanting a push off on Anthony. Brown looking for Bryant. Smith pokes it away. Brown gets it back, looks up at the shot clock. Smith is the one in his Twitter account was talking about Kobe Bryant. I know he's a great player, except against me, as Gasol tips it in. So you can bet Kobe Bryant's aware of that and perhaps wants to make a point.
Oh, you better believe somebody pointed out that fact.
Smith, that's a three. Oh, if he gets hot, they are so tough.
That's great offense. Good flare screen by Joey Graham to free up Smith on Billups' penetration into the middle of the floor.
Artest gets inside. Gasol the fake through the hands of Odom. Odom gets it back. Flips it up and in. Long arms of Lamar Odom helping him there.
Oh, well, Mike, talking about that Twitter by J.R. Smith, I believe his mindset is, hey, if he reads it, so what? He's going to go at me? He's going to go at me anyway. So I have nothing to lose. Just come ready to play.
But why would you go there, though? Not to Kobe Bryant.
It's just who the Nuggets are. They're a team that likes to send messages. They're not afraid to back down. And they're going to bring it. They're not afraid of the Lakers.
Excuse me, Mark. Technical on Kobe Bryant. He thought J.R. Smith fouled him on that deflection, turned around and yelled at Kenny Mauer, who quickly hit him with a tee. Let's take a look at Smith. Nuggets very aggressive defensively. Had that left arm wrapped around a bit. That's what Kobe Bryant felt. Usually they call that when the arm is wrapped around. Not that time. Only thing called was a technical. Lakers down 4. Unless we take a stand. Sounds ominous. It's ABC's V. They return all new Tuesday, March 30th at 10, 9 Central after loss. The final season on ABC. The Nuggets leading the Lakers 25-21 here in the first. Needless to say, Phil Jackson is not happy right now.
We have 4 turnovers. Great passing lanes. Relax and get into the game. You guys are playing this team like they're a bunch of gym players. This is a good team.
They certainly are. 3rd best record in the league. Kobe Bryant a little frustrated. Got the technical. That's his 11th technical of the season. You hit number 16 and you start to get suspended. As Billups will go there. Billups, one of the great free throw shooters in the history of the NBA. 7th all time in free throw percentage. He had a 35 consecutive streak going before he missed his first today. Well, he has had some year, Mark. And now he's 33 years old. His 13th year. He helped turn this team around last year, and he's even better this year.
And I'm just watching him, and I began to daydream to myself, and I would go so far as to say Chauncey Billups is the most underrated point guard that this league has seen. I don't think we really appreciate him as much as we should. When you look at his body of work, the guy simply wins, especially starting off. There were question marks to start his career. Never have an opportunity.
Well, and he didn't play well. Even in the opportunities he got, he did not start off fast. It shows perseverance. And he would have to be your starting point guard on the all-decade team. He's won, he's played well, and he's played his best when his best has been needed.
Well, it's been well documented. 5 teams in his first 4 years before he found a home in Detroit. Helped lead the Pistons to 6 straight conference finals as Artest misses. Then he comes to Denver, and he leads Denver to the conference final for the first time in 24 years. Anthony spots up. Won't go. Ball batted around. Bryant comes away. Odom lost it. Even George Carlin talking about Phillips, he says he's not a numbers guy. He is just a winner. He's putting up some pretty darn good numbers as well as winning. Artest right back on Anthony. Tough shot won't go. Rebound fought for. And that will end the first quarter. Kobe Bryant a little frustrated as his team down 8. This presentation of NBC Sunday Showcase on ABC will continue after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
Staples Center, George, your team shot 13 free throws in that first quarter. What does that tell you about the way they're attacking?
Well, I think we're an attack dog. We like to go to the rim, but I think we got a good whistle. I don't think we should expect that. I think our offense has got to be a little more pass oriented than one-on-one oriented, even though we do get the free throw line.
Defensively, I heard you tell your guys they're playing good 5-on-5 defense, but
the rebound and the loose balls and the easy baskets that we're giving them on scrambles. There's about 15 or 20 scramble situations a game. We're losing that right now.
All right, thanks for your time, guys.
But he is up 8 as Carmelo Anthony and the team playing good aggressive defense. And George says when we defend at a high level, we win. They don't always defend at a high level, but they were very aggressive in that first quarter. 7 turnovers by the Lakers, a key stat. Smith, Anderson, Graham, Ty Lawson, the rookie, and Anthony. So 4 key bench players out there for Denver. Odom, nice defense, knocks it away. Anthony thought he got hit. Bryant to Brown. Shannon Brown with a hand in his face. Short. And here comes Smith. There's Lawson, the impressive rookie from North Carolina. And very valuable, especially when Billups missed some games. The real spark plug off the bench. Smith, quick release. Too strong. Anthony the rebound. Anthony backing in. Way off the mark. Odom.
Give the Lakers credit. They're doing a better job defending Carmelo Anthony, fighting, not allowing him to get to his sweet spot.
Bryant misses. Bryant goes back again and draws the foul. And he will shoot free throws for the first time today.
We saw Ron Artest early on. This time as Lamar Odom, they do a good job of keeping the body on him, contact, and then fighting him away from his sweet spot. So now you give yourself a chance to defend him. That's great defense, active hands. Then the next time it was Bryant. Good defense beats great. Good offense beats great defense any day of the week. But they're doing a great job of setting the tone, not allowing Melo to get off. Keep a body on him. He gets the second shot. That's poor job of boxing out. But here, active hands again, and then the contest, the help comes.
So great offense beats great defense, but does good offense beat great defense?
That's a great question. Only you would think that. I mean, only you would think of a question.
I want to try to get the scale right.
There's Lawson, the 5'11" point guard. Had such a great career in Carolina. Anthony back out. Lawson for three. Off the mark. He's actually shot very well for a rookie. Bryant heaves it down to Farmar. And another Laker turnover. That's number 8. And Nene comes back in. And Graham will sit.
Carmelo Anthony's isolations on both sides of the floor, they're really trying to take away his right hand.
Very aggressive defense. Anthony rattles it in. Well, one thing for sure, the officiating crew, they're letting him play a little bit. That's a good thing. It's an important game. Physical teams. At least right now they're letting him play. Bynum misses. Rebound Smith.
If I'm the Nuggets, I keep going to Carmelo Anthony, not just to score for himself, but they're double teaming, so it's going to create some opening.
Anthony on the drive. Goes inside and banks it in.
You see how he used his body there? He just knocked Lamar Odom off any chance to recover and get in front, and Odom is an outstanding defender.
Largest lead in the early going for Denver. Anderson is on Bryant. Farmar. And 3-second violation called against offensive. I think it's against Bynum. And another Laker turnover.
Again, they're going to give support. Here they force him baseline. Lamar Odom gets there to double team, but Anthony shoots it too well. And then just the strength on the drive to create that space and separation. People just don't understand how strong Anthony is when he puts the ball to the ground.
He's got 11 points already as George Karl calls timeout. Nuggets looking solid once again. A double-figure lead here in the second.
Thanks for watching ESPN on ABC, home of the NBA Finals.
Carmelo Anthony, third in the NBA in scoring. His team up by 10 here at the Staples Center. Jeff, what makes him so tough, he can score in so many different ways.
And that's why the Lakers are trying to keep the ball out of his hand and double team. Here, Artest steals the entry pass, and then Lamar Odom trying to take away his right hand, strips him on the dribble, and then on the double team, he shoots an air ball, and he's saying, where is the love? ESPN on ABC. I'm 4 for 9. Well, here it is, the drive. He drops his shoulder, and he knocks off a very good defender in Lamar Odom to finish with strength at the rim.
Again, his numbers just terrific this year. 29 a game. Shoots a high percentage, 46%. Gets to the free throw line so often. An excellent free throw shooter. Bryant getting his rest right now.
And with neither Billups or Anthony on the floor for the Nuggets, where do they go? J.R. Smith pick and rolls, Nene post-ups. has got to find a way to keep their offensive rhythm.
Well, to me, you look at this group for the Nuggets on the floor. It's J.R. Smith, but secondarily, it's their defense. Create offense by playing solid defense.
Bynum gets his own miss and puts it back up and in. Andrew Bynum active there to cut it to 8. Just over 3 minutes gone by here in the second. Lawson blocked by Farmar, but a foul.
Everybody talks about the length of the Lakers. You see Andrew Bynum, that size, that length. Nobody in the picture does a great job of keeping the ball up high, eliminating everybody, and then finishing.
So the rookie at the line, George Karl, he says he won't give him preferential treatment, but he loves his Carolina guys, and this kid has been terrific. Was acquired in a trade right after the draft for a future first rounder. 3 terrific years in college. Last year they won the national championship. He won the Bob Cousy Award for the top point guard, ACC Player of the Year, and he has stepped in and filled a nice role for one of the better teams in the NBA. Karl, the former Tar Heel point guard himself. Odom spots up. That 3 won't go, and Smith the rebound. Lawson pushing. Aflalo gets inside and this rolls off. Nice move, just couldn't finish. Farmar. Shannon Brown finishes a manage.
Nothing like having a big guy that can rebound the ball and push it, where the guards don't have to worry about coming back and getting it, but they fill the lane.
Defensive 3 seconds, so 1-shot technical.
The luxury of Lamar Odom. Gets the rebound. Everybody understands his ability to make plays. The crisp pass to Jordan Farmer, and then now you have numbers. He finds Shannon Brown, and Shannon Brown with a dunk contest dunk.
Aflalo hits it.
Don't get me started on the dunk contest.
Why would you go there, Mark?
You know, it's like that's just like putting a bone out in front of a dog.
We get into that on Friday night.
He knew that. He was just trying to, like, get me all riled up.
Lawson on a pull-up. Too strong. Nene tips it out. Lawson again. Not being shy early. Draws the foul. Gets knocked down. And they'll go right back to the line.
So here's my statistical question, Mike. Maybe Dave Freed, our great statistician, can say this. But when Nene tips it out and it goes to Ty Lawson, who gets the offensive rebound?
Nene, the guy who tipped it.
That makes no sense.
Well, it makes a little sense. Don't say
it
no
doesn't.
sense.
In no sense. So the ball's not controlled, and he doesn't get the ball. So if I tip the ball, it's automatically an offensive rebound?
Well, I guess the way they look at it is that Lawson has no chance of getting it unless Nene first grabs it off the missed shot. Mark, help.
That doesn't make any sense. You got to say
it's got to make a little sense.
But Mike, at some point you got to realize
who gets the interception in football? The guy that tipped it at the line of scrimmage, or the guy that gets it? We'll give it to Julius Peppers. He knocked it up in the air.
That's a good point.
Did you just think about that? Did you just freestyle that one?
I'm freestyling.
Anderson, the rebound, he gets credited with that.
Yeah, you got 2 hands on the ball. Good, Chris.
Aflalo. Smith straight on 3. And here comes Farmar. Denver Nuggets right now has this crowd quiet, which is what they wanted to do as Brown gets inside. Shannon Brown does not connect. Lawson sees an opening. High arcing shot. Great play from Ty Lawson. 6 points in 5 minutes off the bench.
Very aggressive off the bench, understanding who he's on the floor with and looking to make plays.
It has begun a little quiet here at the Staples Center. Bynum out to Fisher. Extra pass. Farmar for 3. That's good. Important shot for Farmar. As the Lakers are really struggling offensively, just 37% from the field. And then Bynum throws it away. Odom gets it back. And a loose ball foul. And it's going to go against Odom.
Talk about Ty Lawson pushing the ball in transition, looking to make plays, eyes up, trying to see, okay, what is the defense going to do? Gets a seam and then takes advantage of that seam. Hits the floater, the tough one, over the extended arm of Lamar Odom.
Lawson shooting 52% from the field, 44 from 3. And he's a pretty good free throw shooter as well. Flalo on the pull-up, knocks it down. And Flalo having a good game, 8 points.
And Mike, actually on that last play, Ty Lawson hurt his left shoulder. Looked like as soon as Flalo knocked down the jump shot, way over to George Karl, one of the subs.
Odom gets inside. Phillips off the bench. He's going to come in. Oh, he's hurting. He just threw that pass, and you could tell. So he's going to come out. Now you see Traven, as soon as he made that pass, and Lawson was a little concerned as he's shaken up on the play. Denver impressive, and the rookie a part of it.
NBA Sunday Showcase on ABC. Brought to you by Toyota. Moving forward.
Welcome back to the second game of our NBA Sunday Showcase from Los Angeles. It's the Nuggets leading 42-32. More NBA action tonight on ESPN. They've got a doubleheader. First at 7, Heat and Magic from Orlando. Then the Hornets and Mavericks from Dallas. Dallas playing so well. An NBA special edition tonight on ESPN. Just past the midway point, second quarter at Staples Center. Ty Lawson shaken up before with that left shoulder. Head athletic trainer Jim Gillen was just over and checking on him. Now apparently we'll get an update from Lisa Salter shortly. Martin gets inside, misses the layup, and Gasol the rebound. Bryant back in. Starting 5-all have returned for LA. Gasol had it knocked away. He is screaming. He thought he got fouled. Afflalo to Smith. And it's back to 12. 11 Laker turnovers. And you see Denver's been able to take advantage with the 14 points off those turnovers. Bryant backs in, it's in close, blocked. And they're going to call a jump ball or a foul. Let's see. The two officials will converge. Courtney Kirkland and Sean Corbin. And they're going to call a foul before the shot.
Oh, I don't. Either that's a foul on the shot.
It should be a foul on the shot.
Or it's an inadvertent whistle.
Well, he should be at the foul line shooting too.
Yep.
A lot of contact, but I like what Kobe Bryant did. He understands it's going to be a physical game. I'm going into the paint. I'm going to get hit, so he's going in aggressively. You're the Laker bigs. You have to have the same mentality.
Foul on Afflalo or over aggressive against Bryant. So that's his third foul.
Well, Coach Pau Gasol upset and not getting a call. Well, if you keep doing what you're doing, you're going to keep getting what you're getting. At some point, play with force, be aggressive, and force the hands of the referees to blow the whistle.
Man, and if I'm Aaron Afflalo on those last two calls, I didn't even get a good foul in. To me, that's just physical offense, physical defense, and the young player was punished unnecessarily.
Yeah, that was not a foul on Afflalo. He's now on the bench. Bryant kicks it out to Artest. That's a three. That's good. Artest, his third three-pointer of the first half. Lakers 4 for 8 for downtown. Phillips inside to Nene. Nene, count it, and a foul. Artest and Carmelo Anthony getting physical. And this is what's happened between these two teams. There's been a lot of physical play, a little extracurricular activity. We said earlier that the officials are letting them play. They might have to tighten it up a little bit.
Oh, don't tighten it up. This is what makes it fun. No one wants to see a free throw shooting contest.
The beauty of these two teams is how they battle each other. You hope they won't do that as Josh Powell's going to come in. Bynum's picked up his third foul.
Give me this type of basketball any day of the week. This is two guys going at it. Referees allowing them to play. Billups very wisely goes away from the screen, makes the play for Nene, finishes with the contact, going to the line. But I love this type of intensity.
And Ron Artest is a legitimate NBA defender. So that flop was so bad because he's not a flopper. Ron's got to give that up. He's not a good actor. You got to learn from Fisher.
Artest gets inside, misses. Rebound Kenyon Martin. And let's check in with Lisa.
It's funny you should mention that, Jeff. Ron was telling me in the locker room before the game that he's trying to add the flop to his repertoire. I don't know if he was really serious or not, but he was serious when he said that he thought that his defense was getting a little bit slow because of that plantar fasciitis in his feet. He said he weighed 268 pounds about 6 weeks ago, and that was too much weight on his feet. So he dropped down to now he's 258. He just went and weighed himself. He's 258, wants to be at 252 by the playoffs.
Adding the flop to your repertoire. As Anthony's shot won't go, air ball, and Nene tips it. Ball knocked out of bounds, last touch by Kobe Bryant. Of course, Ron Artest, the former NBA Defensive Player of the Year. He can dominate a game defensively, and he intimidates a lot of guys. He's not going to intimidate Carmelo Anthony, but his size, strength, and quickness has intimidated a lot of players.
I like the fact that he's honest with himself. I read the article. He says, hey, I'm not the same defender I once was. I need to get it back.
Smith gets the rebound. Billups had to put it up. The shot clock was winding down. Here's Kenyon Martin, goes right at Gasol, and Martin will go to the free throw line. But Billups being able to hit the rim on that shot, the key there.
They're just a more aggressive team today. They're more ready, they're attacking, and at the other end, the Lakers are shooting themselves in the foot with the turnovers. Kenyon Martin just putting it down, not trying to avoid the contact, going straight through Pau Gasol's face.
Even in a play where Pau Gasol commits the foul, he's the one that takes the hit because Kenyon Martin and the Nuggets big are playing with force.
Be there live for all the action. Go to NBA.com/tickets now to reserve your seats to see your favorite NBA team take the court. The NBA, where memories happen. That free throw from Denver, their 20th of the first half. The Lakers have 4 free throw attempts.
And I have changed my mind once again. This is a big game now for the Lakers. To be able to stand up to the aggressive attacking mode of the Denver Nuggets. It came late. It came late, but I agreed with you after changing my mind, and this will not be the last time in this broadcast.
Takes a big man to do that.
I'm going to go with the modern-day cliche. It's a statement game.
Denver up by 11, under 4 to play. Bryant just 1 of 5, has just 4 points. Anthony deflects it.
I think the way the Lakers are playing, you have to play through Kobe Bryant because you look at the other guys on the floor. I don't know if they have the confidence to make a move and get hit. So he's going to have to be the guy making plays for others.
Artest inside to Powell, and Powell puts it in. You saw that shot of Ty Lawson. Lisa Salters telling us that it's a bruised left shoulder, and he's probable to return.
And you know, I will take that back. Looking at Ron Artest, he has a live body this afternoon, so he's playing much better basketball on both ends.
Nene gets in, puts it in, and a foul. Nene with 10 points and 5 rebounds.
But that's the spacing their two bigs need against the isolation defense by the Lakers against Anthony. Good pass from Billups to Martin. They've got good spacing, and Martin is a very good passer. Good finish by, is it Nene or Nene? I don't know which. What is that called? Which to hit it with syllable to like accentuate?
The second one.
Nene.
That's what I was told, but you'll hear others pronounce it another way. I don't think he minds either way.
All right.
So how are you going to say it?
I'm still not sure.
It'll be different each time. There's a lane violation call against Denver.
And let's face it, Denver hadn't missed as many free throws. They would have a big cushion right now.
They're 14 for 21. Meanwhile, that last foul, Bynum and Gasol each had 3. So DJ Benga is into the game.
He'll be physical. I like Benga.
Here's Benga setting the screen. Bryant inside the Powell. Josh Powell off the bench with a couple of buckets.
And the Nuggets are, it's sold on not allowing Bryant to take over this game. So they are double teaming him and forcing him to be a passer.
He has 4 assists, same amount of points. Phillips and Fisher, a couple of veteran point guards. Anthony on the drive, goes into Powell. Shot won't go, tipped by Nene. Benga the rebound. 2.5 remaining. It's been an entertaining first half. Very physical game thus far. Bryant. Artest. Spinning. Knocked away by Smith. Artest gets it back. Lazy pass. Powell has it. Bryant has to put it up. Does not get it off in time. The help defense for Denver has been impressive.
Very active, playing with a sense of urgency on the defensive end, helping one another. That's unselfish defense when you get the back of your teammate. They understand how they beat this Laker team, and they are following the script.
Very physical first half. Lakers with 12 turnovers. They're down 9. The impressive first half for the Denver Nuggets, trying to make it 3 straight over the Lakers this year. They're up by 9 late second quarter. Coming up at halftime, Stuart Scott, Michael Wilbon, Byron Scott with the guys, and of course John Barry. We'll have the T-Mobile halftime report, halftime analysis, highlights of that first game that went right down to the buzzer. And then Carmelo Anthony revealed. Obviously a feature on Carmelo Anthony, now in his 7th year in the league. His team last year got a taste. Western Conference Finals, first time in 24 years. Anthony saying, I know that I'm only going to be measured by how far my team goes. Well, they are a dangerous team right now and making a statement here today.
And here's my thing. Studio show shootout should be prompted. Who would you have, Byron Scott or John Barry, in a 3-point shooting contest today? I'm taking John Barry.
I'm taking my former teammate, B. Scott.
I just can't. Great shooter, but he can't stand up to the great Barry.
I didn't know we had Rick Barry in the studio.
John is now jumping up and down in the studio.
He knows I had his back. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Meanwhile, Benga with the foul. The centers and the big men racking up the personals for the Lakers. So Odom's going to come in. And Nene with a strong first half. He's kind of one of the unsung heroes on this team now in his 8th year. You know, we talked so much about George Karl and him dealing with a cancer. Nene did that a couple of years ago, testicular cancer. And Karl was very supportive through that long. Nene went through his treatments. And he was the first guy to go to George Karl and say, hey, George, I'm with you. You were strong for me. I'll be strong for you. And the two have made a very nice bond together. Lead back to 7. Free throw disparity, 23 attempts for Denver, and again just 4 for the Lakers. Now the crowd will tell you it's the officiating, but it's just Denver is so much more aggressive. Under 2 to play. And away from the ball, they're going to start to call those. Here's Carmelo Anthony to foul. Let's listen in on a recent huddle from Phil Jackson.
There's a different lineup in there, right? So find your rhythm. Get yourself playing. You're playing in the fog right now.
There's certainly been some possessions where they look like they're in a fog, but credit Denver's defense with some of it. Shot clock down to 4. Powell, nice touch pass to Odom, and Odom able to get it. Good ball movement there.
And just what the Nuggets have to do when teams are double teaming Anthony, the Lakers did the same thing. Odom flashed to the midpoint in the lane, or Josh Powell did. Nice pass to Lamar Odom along the baseline. Good offense by the Lakers.
Phillips inside to Anthony. Anthony gets across. Powell had it and lost it. Got tangled up with Odom, and the Nuggets get it back again.
And I like the way that Powell is playing because he's a big man that's trying to attack on both ends of the floor. He's seeking the basketball. That's just unfortunate, 2 guys battling, but as a coach, you don't mind that type of energy going for the rebound.
Martin tried to tip it. He's a little too far away. He says good pass to Phillips as they go down the floor. Another turnover, and here's Smith. That's 13 Laker turnovers that have led now to 20 Denver points. And the fans booing. The defending champs hearing it from the crowd. Artest and Bryant. Ball knocked out of bounds. I understand fans have the right to boo when they pay their ticket, but how do you boo this team?
No, you boo them. I mean, just like any other team, if they're not showing up and they're not prepared for a big time challenge, this Nuggets team, then you boo them.
Throws it down.
I agree with you, Mike.
Are you serious?
I am serious.
I'm shocked at you.
No, I don't see a lack of effort. I just see a team getting whipped right now because of aggression by one team and poor ball handling at the other end. I don't think it's a lack of effort. Hey, you should stand and boo and throw things if a team's not giving effort.
So should a team be booed when they're not taking care of the basketball?
No.
Kobe Bryant with Smith on him and throws it out of bounds. That was a good pass. Powell just didn't get it. That's 14 turnovers.
See, but give them credit. They're not booing Kobe Bryant when he throws it away.
That's called smart.
That's exactly right. They're only booing the people they know they can get away with it with.
Final seconds. Smith from way downtown hits the rim, knocked out of bounds. And that will end the first half. An impressive one for Denver. Defensively, they do an excellent job on Kobe Bryant, who saw nothing but double teams. And he was 1 for 5 in that first half. Overall, again, the key stat for the Lakers, 14 turnovers. Carmelo Anthony and a balanced attack. He had 11. Nene had 12. A bunch of other guys with 8, including Chauncey Billups, who's with Lisa Salters.
Thanks, Mike. Chauncey, you guys, I mean, you're up, and yet everyone's walking off the court looking upset. What are you upset about?
Too many missed opportunities. I mean, missing free throws. Against a team like that, you can't miss so many free throws. You can't give them wide open layups. You know, you got to make them work for everything they get.
Physical game in that first half. What were you guys doing to really set the tone?
Well, we want to be physical. You know, we feel like that's what we do. We grind, you know, in situations like this. And we know that they want to just kind of run around, no physical play, and we want to play the opposite.
All right, thanks for your time. Mike?
All right, Lisa, they've beaten the Lakers twice this year, both by double figures. And at halftime, they lead them again, this time by 9. As after the break, Stuart Scott, John Barry, Michael Wilbon, and Byron Scott bring you the T-Mobile halftime report. That's coming up in just a couple of minutes. The two top teams in the Western Conference, the defending champion Lakers, led by, and of course the Denver Nuggets, led by George Karl, who was receiving a lot of warmth here on the road. But a physical game between these two teams, as is always the case. Halftime at Staples Center, Nuggets by 9. And Bryant with as many turnovers and assists as he has points. It'll be interesting to see how he comes out to start the second half as we check in with Lisa Salters.
Well, Mike, Lakers assistant Frank Hamlin said that first half was pretty simple. He said we had way too many turnovers, way too many fouls, and we just got to do a better job offensively with our spacing. Also, an update on the Nuggets. Ty Lawson, he was reevaluated during halftime. It's a left shoulder contusion. He will not return to the game. Mike?
All right, Lisa, the way he walked off the court, that ice looked like he was in a lot of pain. You didn't expect him to come back, and now it's official. So he certainly hurts them and not being able to come off the bench. But right now they're playing very well. Ball deflected out of bounds. Still Denver ball, 9 on the clock.
Well, the luxury for George Karl also to have Anthony Carter still there, because there's a guy that you know is going to be ready to play. He's a professional and understands what his job is.
Carter's been an excellent backup throughout his career. Billups sets wide open 3, too strong, and Kenyon Martin the offensive rebound. Anthony, that won't go. Now Gasol. 9 rebounds for Gasol. They had some foul problems. Gasol and Bynum sat for a bit in that first half, each with 3 personals. Bryant, quick catch and shoot. Now 1 for 6. Billups pulls up. Test the rebound. Lakers here at home this year, 27-5, one of the best home records in the league, but one of those losses was to these Denver Nuggets early February. That was a game that Denver won despite Carmelo Anthony not playing, as Bynum puts it in. And with all the talk of Denver dominating, it's still only a 7-point deficit right now for LA.
Well, Chauncey Billups mentioned it in the halftime interview that they have squandered some opportunities to up this lead. They've gotten 4 good shots to start this half, missed all 4, missed 7 free throws. So they had a chance to open up a better cushion.
Aflalo is on Bryant. Artest into Bynum. Bynum single coverage against Nene. Won't get it to go, gets it back and puts it in. Good second effort from Bynum.
I think if you're George Karl, you have to be concerned because you don't want to allow this Laker team to get back into the ball game. Then all of a sudden, their ability takes over. You want to stay disciplined to the game plan on both ends of the floor.
They're back in it right now within 5, just like that. Aflalo, 5 on the shot clock. Artest with the steal. Bryant throws it ahead. Ron Artest goes in. And just like that, it's a 3-point game. George Karl needs to call time. All the dominance in the first half, and in just over 2 minutes here to start the third, it's turned around.
And if you're Bryant, you don't have to be a hero. Trust the talent around you. They get the ball to Andrew Bynum, does a great job of getting to the post. How about this time? Get out of my way. The patience keeps the pivot foot down and active on the offensive boards, and then defensively, Ron Artest again with the deny, deflects the basketball off to the races. Lakers on a 6-0 run. Artest with the lay.
Stories, Dallas now with Caron Butler. Utah has played so well. And the Nuggets and the Lakers sitting atop the conference. And you look at the top 8. All right, Mark, here's your bunch.
Going with the Lakers, obviously. The Nuggets number 2, the Mavs, the way that they're playing, outstanding job. By the way, I like the pitcher, finally getting it right. Utah Jazz rolling, the Phoenix Suns, the Oklahoma Thunder. I got the Spurs in the A spot.
I have it just like it is today, but I think the Mavericks and the Jazz are legitimate, and I think Kevin Durant should and could be the MVP this year in this league for all he's done with the Thunder.
Who are you staring at there?
He's looking at his list like, am I crazy to write it this way?
No, I'm looking at the Big East coaches who in 10 years voted Mark Jackson and Allen Iverson Defensive Players of the Year. That's who I'm looking at, those Big East coaches. I'm looking at a quandary like, are they seeing what I'm seeing?
Another missed shot for Denver.
And don't give me, I know Mark's already given me his stats. I'm the top 25 in steals as there's a jump ball. But don't give me that you were Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah, I don't understand where this is coming from.
From a rage inside that's been burning for years. I mean, there was some legitimate defensive player in your time in that league who's sitting at home today saying, that was a joke.
And I guarantee you that Billy Donovan is coaching Florida right now watching this saying, hey, he did a good job against me. Easy. Jackson was Defensive Player of the Year.
No, Billy Donovan sitting at home saying, not the NIT again. We lost to Georgia by 2 last night. I think they're still going to get in the tournament, though. Florida deserves to be there.
Here we go.
They do.
They're going to re-jump it. Meanwhile, the Nuggets 0 for 5 to start here in the third quarter, plus a turnover. They're allowed to tip it twice, and Artest tips it out, so it's Denver ball.
Artest should get a rebound for that. He tipped it.
14 on the shot clock. And they had a strong first half. Billups to Martin. 0 for 6 to start the third. Kenyon Martin, meanwhile, 0 for 7. He's been bothered by knees. That's a good look. Just can't get him to go down.
Well, I like the shots the Nuggets have gotten to start this half.
Gasol against Martin. Quick spin. Tries it again. Off balance and draws the foul. That will be Martin's third personal.
I'm not happy with that move by Pau Gasol. I mean, understand that Kenyon Martin is going to beat you up. So make your move going towards the basket as opposed to fading away. Force the hand of Kenyon Martin and the Nuggets. If they want to play you with force, then you have to meet force with force.
Well, Martin, the second member of the Nuggets with 3 fouls. Aflalo also has 3. Gasol making another all-star team, but these are the type of games every time he goes up against them, they talk about how he needs to play more aggressive, more physical. He's got 8 points, 9 rebounds here today. Billups gets inside, kicks it out. Aflalo wide open. In and out, won't go. Martin. And they finally get their first field goal. They missed their first 7-point shots here in the third.
Well, but like Coach said, they're getting great look. That's good offense by Chauncey Billups, driving and finding an open shoot and then attacking the offensive boards by Tatum.
Good ball denial from Anthony. Bryant spinning, kicks it out to Fisher. 3-second violation. Second one called against the Lakers today. And another turnover. That's number 15. Phil Jackson was getting on his team throughout that first half. He's never gotten rhythm offensively, but they're only down 4. Billups to Martin. Danny Martin way off, and Fisher the rebound.
I like the way that Derek Fisher is playing the pick and roll. He's going underneath, but different than Shannon Brown. And he's going underneath and getting back to the body of it.
It's his first field goal. With the court ends, and the Lakers have come back from 13 down to cut it to 1. A huge start here. 10-2 run to begin the third. Anthony says, let's clear it out. Anthony drives on Artest, clears some space, and draws the foul. Let's listen to some recent huddles from the two coaches.
One play at a time now. All right. Got back in it. Now it's just one play at a time.
Come on, Lou. We can't make the mistakes when we make it. Got to play a little smarter. Gentlemen, just got to move the ball and make the easy play.
Well, they have been moving the ball. They're making the easy play, just not knocking down the shots. As Denver back up 2 off the free throw.
Well, the difference, we watched the footage at halftime where Kenyon Martin caught the ball, got into the seams, made the touch pass, and then that's the type of offense that'll be most effective for the Nuggets as opposed to shooting jump shots, because that's exactly what the Lakers want you to do.
Gasol not expecting it. Now against Nene. Left-handed, short. Nene his 7th rebound. Billups. Dangerous pass. Aflalo. Anthony on the drive again. Goes right at Bynum. Trying to flip it underneath. Oh, nearly tipped it in. And then does on the second effort. Carmelo Anthony, a big smile on his face. 15 now for Anthony. And a foul call. It's going to be against Anthony down the other end, defending Artest.
You see active hands. Melo with the drive, uses the strength, hits the floor, and immediately explodes for the rebound. That's great energy and effort by Carmelo Anthony. He enjoyed it himself.
Artest left open for a second. Martin a rebound. Billups. Bryant hooks it away. All over Aflalo. Shot clock at 7. And a whistle. And defensive 3 seconds against Bynum.
That's what I'm talking about, paying attention to detail, Coach. That's Kenyon Martin spotted up with the ball on the three-point line. There's no reason for help. Absolutely no reason for help. Instead, you give up the free throw for Chauncey Billups.
Billups gets a chance to add. Billups this year is averaging a career-high 20 points per game, and this is his 13th year. No player in NBA history has ever had his career high in his 13th season. The latest bunch of guys had in their 11th. Pretty impressive.
Well, it also shows you that he's playing as a scoring point guard more here in Denver, and they're playing at a faster pace than on the teams he played with in Detroit that had maybe even more scoring options.
Off the steal, Aflalo gets in and throws it down. And Nuggets go back up by 8. The turnover number now 16 for the Lakers.
And Mike, you mentioned this earlier about Nene. Exceptionally quick hands. Right there on the pick and roll, stripped Bryant earlier in the game, deflected it, steal. That led to a layup as well.
And I talked about Pau Gasol being aggressive, realizing how they're playing with force. Well, the same thing with Bryant. If you're going to come off a pick and roll, understand that you're going to be jumped, and they're going to meet you with force.
Fisher misses the layup. And Nene another rebound. Aflalo. That's a 3. That's good. 10 straight points by the Nuggets. They come right back. And they're up by 11 again. Defense turning to offense for the Denver Nuggets.
Well, continue to work on the defensive end. Here Nene against the pick and roll. Jumps out. Quick hands. Simple pass ahead to Aflalo. And then where the Nuggets are hard to guard in transition, shooting the spot up 3. Up 11.
ADC, brought to you by Taco Bell. Think outside the bun.
Back in Los Angeles, where the Nuggets lead the Lakers 64-53. Chauncey Billups and the Nuggets' 3rd best record in the NBA since he was acquired early last season from Detroit. He has been the leader of this team. What a turnaround. One of the top 4 point guards in the NBA, but even Billups feels sometimes he doesn't get the proper credit.
I'm not one to drink my own Kool-Aid, but I do feel like, I'm never really mentioned at the top. And I feel like I am the most complete out of all those guys. There might be some guys that maybe score better or maybe pass better or, one thing better. But I think overall, every single facet of the game, I don't think there's nobody more complete than I am.
Mark, he's got a good point there.
Absolutely. And it sounds like he's drinking his own Kool-Aid, but rightfully so.
And Fisher not get a drink. I'm going to take a drink from his Kool-Aid too. Whatever his flavor. Mine was great, but if he wants cherry, I'll drink cherry too.
Well, he said part of it that people like to talk about Chris Paul and Darren Williams and Steve Nash and Jason Kidd and all those guys. It's a great point.
Yeah, by the way, they should be talking about those guys.
As Anthony lost it, he says he's not the flashiest player. He doesn't dunk the ball. He doesn't. He's not one of those guys that gets on the highlight reel. He just wins games.
And I think unless you're a student of the game and understand what it takes to win, you're not going to fall in love with Chauncey Billups. But the guy does everything right, and there's a reason he wins every way he plays.
And now 33. He's back home. Of course, he played with Denver earlier in his career, but it wasn't the right timing. He was still finding himself as a player. The second time, though, has been a charm as we check in with Lisa Salters.
Well, Mike, you remember we talked to Chauncey yesterday. He knows that he's going to have to do even more for the Nuggets with George Karl and his health issues. He said he knows there are going to be times when Coach Karl isn't 100%, and sometimes when the head of the team isn't strong, guys tend to stray a little bit. He said, I need to let guys know that whether Coach Karl's 100% or not, I need to be the one to keep guys on track and focused, especially as we head down the stretch and into the playoffs.
Yeah, Lisa, good examples throughout the game today. Just what you see from him every single night. He's not afraid to hold guys accountable. He's not afraid to get into guys. And you guys will both agree, Jeff, as a head coach, to have a second voice like that as a player, so it doesn't always have to be the head coach's voice, is so important.
That's right. The head coach and his best players, they may not see all the issues the same, but they have the end game in mind, which is winning a championship, and they have the basic same philosophy. Chauncey Billups truly is all about winning. He's able to play well without scoring. He's able to play with scoring big, like he did here just a couple of weeks ago where he made 9 threes. So his leadership and his winning gain him a valuable voice in the locker room.
They don't have a chance of beating the Lakers if Chauncey Billups isn't in the Nuggets uniform.
Off the turnover, here comes Kobe Bryant, 3-on-1. Bryant to Gasol, blocked from behind, and then Aflalo blocks it again. Great effort from Aaron Aflalo.
Oh, that's got to be on Sports Center's top plays. He had 2 blocked shots on 2 All-Stars. Good play by Bryant. Good deflection by Afflalo. And then he's going to keep playing that off TiVo all night long in his apartment in Denver.
Arron Afflalo in his first year with Denver, first couple of years with the Pistons. They got him basically for a second-round pick in the offseason. Bryant to the basket, trying to draw a foul. Gasol stripped and picked up by Afflalo, is out of bounds.
We watched this guy a couple of times now against this Laker team. Arron Afflalo has been a steal for the Nuggets. Big time against the Lakers, not only defensively, making Kobe Bryant battle for everything that he acquires, but also offensively. Now they have the luxury of a guy that can score with or without the basketball. We see the traveling violation.
Well, think about it. They lost Dante Jones, who was their starter last year. They had to replace him. Give Mark Workentine, the general manager of the Nuggets, a lot of credit for being able to bring in such a high-quality player and person.
Came off the bench for the Pistons. He knows a little bit about playing here in Los Angeles. Played his college ball at UCLA. Won a title, national championship with him. And now a huge role for Denver. Kobe Bryant won't go. Rebound deflected. Lakers will get it back. Bryant now 1 for 9 from the field. Just 4 points. The Nuggets have made it so difficult for him.
And yet only down 6.
Here's the double. Bryant tripped. And now he'll go to the line. You don't see this very often, those numbers under today, Colin.
So we can give so much love and credit when Kobe Bryant is lighting the guy up. Well, we have to give the same type of love and credit when the guy is playing outstanding defense against him. Arron Afflalo has been exceptional, not just today, but we've seen him time and time again defend Kobe Bryant extremely well.
Afflalo now has 4 fouls.
But see, he knows who he is. So many young players, they would be out there saying, I want more plays called for me. He knows he's getting on the floor as he fouls Bryant on that good, strong post move. He knows how he's going to get on the floor and stay on the floor. Play off the great players of the Nuggets, make the 3, which he does, and defend and move the ball. And he plays his role exceptionally well.
Chris Anderson back in for Denver, and it's just only a 4-point game. Artest pokes it out of bounds. If you weren't looking at the scoreboard, you'd think, boy, Denver's still up double figures or more. But the Lakers right there.
And give Artest credit, too. He is making it extremely hard on Carmelo Anthony. Denying him the ball, stripping him a number of times today, challenging shots.
Anthony is just 5 of 17.
We talk about battling, not giving up on a play, getting back to the body of Melo, active hands. That's how we play D at St. John's, Coach.
Anthony off the inbound, rattles it in. And lead back up to 6. He is having a blast out there.
I think he enjoys the contact. Where some guys, it bothers them when the defender is being very physical. Carmelo Anthony embraces it.
J.R. Smith on Kobe Bryant. Bryant finds Odom. Odom lays it in. Well, Bryant isn't scoring, but he has 7 assists.
And Chris Anderson looks like he's laboring out there today. You don't see the activity as Fisher strips Bryant.
Goes down the other end and backs it in. Anthony trying to block it, and it's back to a 2-point game. But you're right, Anderson's been bothered by some knee tendonitis. He doesn't look right.
He's just not active.
We're seeing some uncharacteristic turnovers by Chauncey Billups. That's 3 times this quarter.
Martin lays it in. That time a nice pass from Anderson. Under 2 minutes remaining. George Karl's team has led almost this entire game. Has led by as many as 13. The Lakers right there, despite not playing well, not shooting well. They're better here in the 3rd. Bryant. Artest. And a blocking foul on Smith. That's the 15th foul.
But Ron Artest has to make quicker decisions with the ball. It's happened a number of times today where he has good shots right away, but the defensive players for the Nuggets are stunning at him, faking at him to try to make him indecisive, and he's just got to make shot pass decisions much quicker.
And I like what Kobe Bryant did right after that. Went up to him and said, shoot the basketball. Don't think about anything. I'm making the play for you. Be ready to catch and shoot.
Free throw is good. NBA calendar tonight on ESPN. Miami at Orlando. Then New Orleans at Dallas. Doubleheader on ESPN. Then Tuesday on NBA TV, Boston playing at Detroit. A doubleheader on TNT on Thursday. Lakers and Heat from Miami. Utah and Phoenix. And then ABC next Sunday will be in Orlando, where the Lakers will be out on their East Coast trip. Lakers with still a bunch of road games coming up for them. Anderson the rebound there. Phil Jackson is saying that he loves this time of year to go on the road. He just feels the team kind of bonds together a little bit more. Coming up on a minute remaining in the third. Bryant fights over the screen. Martin gets it back, switches to the left hand. Pretty move from Kenyon Martin. Just his third field goal.
But there's the adjustment. Rather than stay spotted up on the perimeter, he looks to slash to the hoop, so he catches it in full stride and able to finish.
He was 2 for 10, but a big bucket there. Gasol and Anderson. They're pumping each other, going at it. They're going to call the foul on Anderson, and Gasol will shoot free throws. This was a nice move from Martin.
Oh, rather, he sets the screen. He's not thinking, okay, I'm going to spot up and shoot the basketball. No, he catches it in motion. That's a good job of finishing with the left hand. On this end, I like the way that Pau Gasol made the adjustment. If Chris Anderson and the Nuggets big are going to play with force, well, I've got to put my head down and look to make a play. So he forces the issue and comes up with the call. And this is what you have to do. Realize how you're being defended. Okay, say enough is enough. There comes a point where you've got to, as a player, say enough is enough. And Pau Gasol did it on that possession.
They talked about matching the physical play of Denver, and he did there. He goes 1 of 2 from the line.
Why don't all players talk about matching stuff instead of exceeding stuff? You know, why is it good enough just to be even within the net? You see the Lakers with Artest, Kobe Bryant's defending with aggression. You can exceed these people.
Artest. Just superb hands, physical deep, and excellent hands. And the 14th turnover for Denver. Bryant to Gasol.
And Carmelo Anthony's over-dribbling right now. He's got to make the adjustment.
Shot clock down to 6. Artest to Odom. Odom drives and gets hammered by Anthony. Good aggressive play and 2 free throws for Odom.
And similar to the play we saw in the first half with Kenyon Martin attacking the body of Pau Gasol. Lamar Odom turns his head down and attacks the body of the bigs of the Nuggets. That's how you meet force with force.
Now, after hardly shooting free throws in that first half, just 4 of them, this will be the 11th and 12th free throw of the third quarter.
I got to take a second and acknowledge Jordan Farmer. Actually, his high school team is in the city championship. Taft High School will play next Saturday night against Westchester. It's going to be a big game.
It's a rematch, and one of the great guards for Taft, who is it? Mark Jackson.
That's right. Little Mark.
Proud of my guys. It's going to be a big game.
It's a huge game in here in L.A. Powell knocks it out of bounds. You know, we've got a huge fourth quarter coming up here. The 2 best teams in the West. Denver's won the first 2 games between the 2, and both double-figure victories. The Nuggets have been very physical against the Lakers. We'll have a foul to give here. See Anthony Carter in there. Ty Lawson hurt his shoulder, so he's done for the afternoon. Final seconds. Anthony is trying to foul him, and then he turns it over. Odom from 3/4 court. And that will end the third. That's the 7th turnover in the third quarter for Denver. And you see the Stars have had some problems against good physical defense. A hard-fought game between the 2 best teams in the West. This presentation of NBC Sunday Showcase on ABC continues after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
Staples Center, Phil, you guys were down 9 at the half. What changed for you guys to get back in it?
We had some turnovers. We created turnovers. We were doing that the first half. Now they're doing it the second half. Ron's starting to play Anthony quite well. I like that. I'm still not happy with what we're doing offensively, but we've gained some ground.
You were telling the guys in the first half that they looked like they were in a fog, weren't really in rhythm. In that third quarter, did you see anything different?
Well, they have a little more definition on what they're trying to get accomplished. They know what they want to get accomplished. I'm not happy with the ball movement. I'd like to see better ball movement.
Thanks for your time. All right,
Lisa, they outscored the Nuggets 24-18 in that third quarter.
Ron Artest on the defensive end. Focus. You talk about the eyes, seeing the ball, active. When he's at his best, he uses that strength. Deflecting the basketball. How about great hands, not giving up on a play? Once again, sticking with the body of Carmelo Anthony. Active hands coming up with the loose ball. I tell you what, this is the best Ron Artest has played defense that I've ever seen. And that's saying a lot. He hasn't played great defense as a Laker, but in his history, this is a proven defender. This is his best work.
Anthony 6 of 18 as we start the fourth. The two best teams in the West, and they'll both obviously be judged by what happens in the postseason. But this is as big a regular season game so far for the Lakers. Down the three to tie the game. They've come all the way back from 13 down, 11 behind in the third, and it's even at 70.
Well, they've taken better care of the ball, but they've also found a competitive spirit. You just watch Kobe Bryant run through Chris Anderson's screen. They're much more assertive and aggressive.
Anthony, tough shot, puts it in.
I like the idea for the Lakers playing Lamar Odom because you're not just going to beat him up. He's a guy that's skilled and able to beat your force with a skill level.
Kobe Bryant calling for it. He's just 1 of 9 from the field. And his team's only down 2. Bryant inside. Nice pass to the star. That's his 8th assist of the afternoon.
You see, there's going to be times where great players have to be facilitators. Understand, hey, they're just not going to let you beat them one-on-one. So when they double, be a willing pass, and that time Bryant with the excellent drop-off.
Carter getting the backup point minutes with Ty Lawson out with the shoulder injury. J.R. Smith short. Nuggets second half shooting has not been good. They're at 39% now for the game. Lakers haven't led since the opening minutes. They've trailed by as many as 13. Bryant gets it in. Shot blocked. He wanted a foul. Here comes Carter. Carter to Smith. Good open three. Won't go. Odom with the board, his 6th. Odom the drive. Off balance. Banks it in. Oh, what a shot. And the Lakers have their first lead since the opening minutes.
And I thought he was fouled on that drive. That should have been and 1.
16 points off the bench for Odom. And the Lakers back on top. Smith on the drive. Flips it up. Short. Odom another rebound. Doing it at both ends. Here he comes leading the break. Gasol spinning. Lefty layup. 4-point Laker lead. Timeout, Denver.
And even Jack loving it. Finally, the Laker team showing up. Pow! Bryant with the drop-off play. Lamar Odom should have got an N1, but kisses it off the glass. And then Pau Gasol, everybody out of my way. Aggressive move towards the hoop. Lakers on a 6-0 run up 4.
Is orchestrating 8 assists, and he's helped the Lakers come back from 13 down to take a 4-point lead.
And as the Lakers have gotten more aggressive in the second half defensively, most people would think, well, they're going to foul more. It's just the opposite. They're quicker with their feet. They're quicker with their hands. After giving up 23 free throws in the first half, only 3 free throws given up in the second half.
And this is why I talked about it being a big game and a statement game, because all of a sudden the Lakers, you figure out how you can be effective against this Nuggets team.
Carter to the basket, lays it in. The veteran Anthony Carter with a big basket. And it's back to 2. Farmar, Artest, Odom, Gasol, and Bryant out there right now for LA. Odom stops, flips it up, and flips it in. Odom having a huge game.
That's just what Coach was talking about in the first half. Didn't spot up for the three-point line, slashed, caught it in position, and made a big play.
He's got 7 points in the quarter already. We've just played over 3 minutes, 18 for the game. Anderson catches and flips it up. Smith able to come down with it. 3 on the shot clock. Smith blocked by Bryant. 1 left on the 24. Now Flalo will check back in. And he's coming in for Carmelo Anthony.
Well, obviously, this is a very dangerous time. The Lakers playing Bryant the entire half. Chauncey Billups and Anthony now out. Where are they going to get enough offense? To me, they have to exploit Nene somehow in the post.
Anthony played the entire third quarter and to start the fourth. Nene has to throw it up quickly. Not a bad attempt. And Jordan pulls down his 8th rebound. Bryant. Here's the double team. Patiently waits. Just his second field goal. But it gives the Lakers a 6-point advantage.
I think in that situation, if you're the Nuggets, you have to double quicker. Waited too long to try to get the ball out of Bryant's hand.
Carter off the dribble. Blocked. Odom got a piece of it. Farmar to the rim. Banks it. And a foul.
You've got to love Lamar Odom and what he brings to the table every single night. Active, deflection, and then Bryant gives up the basketball, centers it in transition. Jordan Farmar takes the hit, knocks down the basket. It's a thing of beauty, and I love the way that Bryant is playing right now. Not trying to force the issue, struggling from the field, but he's making plays, and he's battling on the other end.
Farmar misses the free throw. How about Odom? 18 points, 8 rebounds, 4 steals, and that block shot. Flalo back in. Phillips as well. A Flalo jump shot. No good. And Odom another board. What a turnaround for the Lakers. Down 13 in the first half, down 11 in the third quarter. Gasol and Anderson the rebound. Can't imagine Carmelo Anthony's going to sit much longer. Nene drives. Bad pass stolen by Bryant. Bryant to Gasol. Deflected off the feet of the Nuggets.
That's why if you're George Karl, I think you have to go back to Carmelo Anthony. You're struggling to try to find ways to score on the offensive end. You have a big-time scorer. You got to get him back into the ballgame.
Lakers call timeout. Kobe Bryant just 2 of 11 from the field, but his team up 8 here in the fourth. Lakers, despite Kobe Bryant having an off shooting game, he's got 9 assists, and he is directing everything on the floor, Mark Jackson.
Doing an outstanding job of making an adjustment. You talk about early on, well, the Nuggets were active, forcing the issue, tries to force it, comes up with the steal. How about here? In traffic, no call, frustrated. Denver Nuggets doing a great job of helping. Pau Gasol open, Kobe doesn't get rid of the basketball. How about making the adjustment? Well, this time help comes, drops it off. Make the game easy. Bryant has done that, and the Lakers have responded.
Lakers have 15 steals in the game. Ron Artest has 6. Lamar Odom has 4. Bryant right now getting a rest, as is Kenyon Martin. Odom. Artest trying to get it into Gasol, turns it over. And here comes Billups. Still plenty of time remaining. Billups to Nene, right back to him. He's short.
Well, Phil Jackson deciding to give Kobe Bryant a quick rest, getting him out of the ball game as the Lakers have a cushion. I don't expect it to be for too long.
Carmelo Anthony gets up off the bench. He'll return now for Denver at the next whistle. Shot clock down to 7 for Gasol. Gasol short. Tip, but Nene comes up with it, and Nene hurt himself. And he's limping up the floor. Now just gets into the picture. Phillips. Afflalo. That's a three. Aaron Afflalo with a big bucket right now for Denver. That's his third three-pointer. And Bryant will return as well. We're at the midway point here in the fourth. Odom jump shot. In and out. Carter to Nene. Nice look. And Nene draws the foul. And now the two All-Stars will return with Anthony and Bryant.
But just in that short rest that Kobe Bryant took, if Nene makes these two free throws, they cut it from 8, where they looked like they were going to break it open. They'll cut it to 3 and be right back into a possession, grinded out finish.
Nene goes to the line, still limping a little bit. He grabs his right leg down the other end of the floor, possession to go. Stays in the game. Free throw is good. Let's listen to a recent huddle from George Karl.
We're trying to play in the crowd. We're trying to force the first shot. Even when we get clear, we don't have enough confidence to make that shot. You got to trust each other. This is a time where you got to believe and trust and work and run the whole shot clock out if you have to try to find a good shot. Not to take a bad shot and not to turn the damn basketball over.
Well, they do have 16 turnovers. Lakers have 18. It's a three-point game. Afflalo playing with 4 fouls. Short. Afflalo won't go. By the way, Afflalo 5 fouls. My mistake. He's hit some big threes, though. Phillips for 3. And he got bumped by Fisher, and he'll get 3 free throws. Fisher can't believe it.
I thought I heard George Karl just say, run the clock out if you got to find a good shot. Derek Fisher, a bad foul as Chauncey Billups heaves a three-pointer.
He got him right on that elbow as he's about to lift up.
And Billups knocks down the first free throw. 5.5 remaining, fourth quarter. We've got the 2 best teams in the Western Conference. Lakers #1 and the Denver Nuggets #2, playing for the 3rd time this season. Nuggets have beaten them the first 2 times and beaten them handily. And although the Lakers won the big one last year in the Western Conference Finals, they would love to hold Denver off here this afternoon. Right now, Denver 4 back in the loss column in the race for the top spot. As Phillips hits 3, we're all tied up at 82, an 8-0 run. If you're just tuning in, Denver led by 13 early, led most of the way. Lakers came storming back and actually took a 6-point lead. Bryant banks it in, and LA back up by 2.
And that's how you make the adjustment. Aaron Afflalo with 5 fouls will attack him and force help to come. If it comes late, make a play. That time, Bryant with the easy one.
Phillips. That's a 3. Rattles it in. Chauncey Billups from downtown. And the Nuggets regain the lead.
But again, I don't like the choice. They set a staggered pick on the ball for Fisher to go under. That's exactly how Billups wants you to play it.
Here's the double on Bryant. Gets it to Gasol. Pau Gasol misses. Gets it back again. Blocked by Martin. Billups looking for an opening and a moving screen. Call on Carmelo Anthony. That's his 4th foul.
Well, they set 2 screens. First Nene goes under. Then Kenyon Martin sets it even lower. So now there's such a gap. That is a wide open jump shot for Chauncey Billups.
I'm thinking something else. As the replay is being shown, Andrew Bynum comes into the game for Pau Gasol. If I'm Pau Gasol, I got to be upset. I deserve to be on the floor. I'm playing soft. At some point, you have to hold yourself accountable and stop letting your teammates down.
Odom not letting him down, but an interesting substitution at this point in the game, Mark. You're absolutely right. As the Lakers go back up by 1. 20 points, 10 rebounds, 4 steals for Lamar Odom. Billups creates space, knocks it down again. Chauncey Billups now with 8 points here in the fourth quarter.
They're going to keep posting up Bryant. I'm not going to double this far out. Aaron Aflalo's got to play his own man.
Artest hits a three. His fourth three-pointer of the game, and the Lakers go up 2. And a blocking foul called on Fisher. Third team foul, and 4 on Fisher.
Good find by Bryant, finding Ron Artest all by himself in the corner for the knockdown jumper.
Anthony, smart play as Artest was right there, and Anthony put the arms underneath to draw the foul. Artest doesn't like the call as he picks up his third.
He doesn't like it, but it's the correct call. Just a veteran move by Carmelo Anthony, taking the hit.
It's not been an easy afternoon for Anthony shooting the ball. That's his free throw numbers. 7 of 19 from the field.
But it's the turnovers in both halves that have plagued each team. First half, it was the Lakers turning the ball excessively, turning it over. This half, it's the Nuggets turning it over excessively. George Karl always says, trust the pass. And in this half, they haven't trusted the pass as much as he would want.
Lakers had 14 turnovers in the first half. The Nuggets have 9 in the second.
And actually, the Nuggets make an adjustment, putting Kenyon Martin or Carmelo Anthony on Kobe Bryant, not allowing him to post up, forcing him above the three-point line.
We started him a lot in the playoff series last year. Bryant, one dribble, pull-up shot, won't go. Rebound, Martin. His 8th board of the game. Phillips, wild pass. Aflalo able to catch it. Phillips looking for the high pick and roll. Phillips on the drive, back to Nene, through his hands, here comes Bryant, one man to beat. Bryant drives, bank shot, won't go, but a foul. He created the contact as Carmelo Anthony picks up his 5th personal.
What I didn't like is going away from Melo on the offensive end, but Bryant one-on-one, you can see it. No longer the explosiveness, the ability to finish in transition. Melo gets the call, and Bryant goes to the line.
Meanwhile, Pau Gasol gets off the benchmark, and now he's returning after sitting for a couple of minutes. Bynum will sit.
And if you're Phil Jackson, you're thinking, did you get my message? Did you understand what I said without saying a word? Now go out and perform.
Gasol for the game, 13 points, 12 rebounds. Bryant, meanwhile, has 11 points and now 11 assists. 2 big free throws there. Lakers by 2. 3 minutes remaining. Fourth quarter here at the Staples Center. Nuggets trying to make it 3 straight over the Lakers here in the regular season, which would clinch a tiebreaker for them if it could come to that. Phillips for 3. Gasol, another rebound, is 13th.
And Bryant's upset because he switched, putting himself on Billups as the pick and roll. He wanted to switch with Artest. They didn't discuss it, and Billups had a wide open look.
Bryant with a Aflalo on him. Aflalo playing with 5 fouls. Get it to Gasol. Gasol drives down. Bank shot. It's good. Pau Gasol with a power move, and the Lakers go up by 4. Offensive foul on Carmelo Anthony, and he's fouled out of the game. Pushing off on Ron Artest. Huge call. Artest has been physical with him all game long.
That's not a 6th foul right there. That's just play basketball. Let's try to bring this thing home. Chauncey Billups, George Karl, Carmelo Anthony upset with that call.
There's freedom of movement. They got to let him cut.
Thanks for watching ESPN on ABC, home of the NBA Finals.
It's the second game of our doubleheader on the Sunday showcase. First one was a terrific game as the Spurs edged the Suns. This one another excellent battle. Lakers 4 early. Nuggets trying to come back now down by 4. What do they need to do, Mark?
Well, execute. You have to understand that sometimes you're going to get calls, sometimes they're going to go against you, but continue to be disciplined and finish the course.
Jeff, second half, what's been the biggest difference for the Lakers?
The upped aggression defensively by Bryant and Artest, and then the turnovers by the Nuggets.
Coming up on 2 minutes remaining, Bryant. He's been the distributor on an off shooting day. Marked on in, Kobe Bryant, short. Rebound Phillips. Nuggets still very much alive. Phillips puts up a quick 3, won't go. Nene the rebound. And again, Carmelo is fouled out. J.R. Smith trying to create. Afflalo off the dribble, gets inside, blocked by Gasol. Smith has it out to Phillips. Phillips on the drive, pass inside, dangerous pass, gets to Martin. Afflalo for 3, short, rebound Martin again. Odom trying to take it away. And the Nuggets will reset. Smith from way downtown. Odom the rebound. Up next, except on the West Coast, stay tuned for ABC World News or your local news over most of these ABC stations as we come up on a minute remaining here in the fourth quarter. Crowd gets on its feet at the Staples Center. They booed the Lakers in the first half, cheering now. Shot clock at 3. Bryant spins, puts up the shot, won't go, and Phillips the rebound.
And this is their best chance to get a shot, is in transition.
Phillips through the hands of Martin. And the Lakers get it back. The 20th turnover for Denver.
And you can just tell that Bryant doesn't have the same explosiveness. A lot of miles on that body, and also the injuries that forced him to miss some ball games.
Yeah, had that left ankle injury that he missed 5. Nuggets don't think about fouling it, do they, Jeff?
I would have.
Now with 6 on the shot clock, Odom double team. Bryant hoist up the 3. Rebound tipped out. Artest will track it down. And now they've got a foul. Martin going up. And there's the foul on Kobe Bryant, but they had a foul again, so they're going to have to do it again with 15.5 remaining. You can only watch. So the Lakers will inbound. Nuggets were so good in the first half, but struggling here in the second half. 18 points in the third quarter and just 19 points in the fourth. Bryant gets it, and there he's fouled. They tried to foul Gasol, but obviously not hard enough, so Kobe Bryant will shoot the free throws.
Oh, this is a good win for the Lakers as Pau Gasol chases the basketball, a good play, hands it off to Bryant in the foul, but quality play from different Lakers. Lamar Odom has been big, Bryant making plays offensively, unselfishly, but this is the Ron Artest that they signed. The guy that played today is who they expected to see all season long.
His defense on Carmelo Anthony was superb. His physical presence as the lead is up to 5.
He is who they thought he is. To quote Dennis Green.
13 points, 12 assists for Kobe Bryant. On a game where he shoots 3 for 17. That's going to be one of the worst shooting performances of his career. He does the other things. His defense was huge in the second half and his 12 assists. And the free throws right now give the Lakers a 6-point lead with 12.7 remaining. And again, he didn't force things here in the fourth.
Well, read the play, made the adjustment, struggling from the field. They're going to double team me. Well, I got to be a willing passer, directing the traffic, distributing the basketball on point and on time to his teammates. Time and time again, it was Bryant, the facilitator, as opposed to the guy we're used to taking shots all night long and making plays.
An impressive come-from-behind win from the Lakers. Again, they had lost 2 times, both by double figures to the Nuggets earlier this season. And they fell behind by 13 in the first half, down by 11 in the third quarter, came back, and as much as They'll only be judged by what they do in the postseason. This was a good, important game for them to win and come back if they hold on, and it looks like they will.
The Lakers, per possession this year, give up the least amount of points in the NBA. Statistically, they're the best defensive team in the league.
All right, Denver needs to put up a 3 here quick.
And get fouled. And then miss the free throw, tip it out, and get another 3.
Smith looking. Still trying to find somebody. If Flalo gets it, if Flalo goes into the corner, back out. Smith hoists up the 3. That won't go, and that will do it. Odom will dribble it out, and the Lakers beat the Nuggets for the first time this season. An impressive come-from-behind win here at the Staples Center. Appropriately, Lamar Odom finishes it off. The 2 former Olympic teammates and All-Stars embrace, and that'll do it. The Lakers 95 and the Nuggets 89. For Mark Jackson, Jeff Van Gundy, Lisa Salters, and our entire ABC crew, this is Mike Green saying so long from Los Angeles. Make sure to tune in Tuesday at 9, 8 Central for an all-new episode of Lost. Now except on the West Coast. Stay tuned for ABC World News or your local news over most of these stations. Thanks for watching ABC, home of the NBA Finals.